morning. Happy Wednesday. It's raining here. I hope the weather's better where you are. I think we've had rain every day since last Saturday, but that's okay. We needed it, and at least we didn't get the hurricane. So how is everybody today? Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me. I am Julie with Creations by Julie. And I try to go live every Wednesday and just share with you some projects for home decor or give you some crafting tips or little things like that. And that's why we called it Whatever Wednesday, because you never know for sure what we're going to do. Today we're actually going to be working with some Magnolia Design Company stencils. They call them stencils, but they're actually more of a silk screen. I also work with stencils, and you know, when you say stencils, everybody thinks it's got the hole, you know, to where you dab or whatever. These are more like a transfer. They have a sticky back to put on your surface, and then you use the chalk paste and push through the stencil. If you go back and watch my very first video, I did an introduction as to what actually led me to this company. But let me just share a little bit about them. They have a ton of stencils, and I believe it's by Friday they're coming out with like 40 new ones, and I absolutely love them. You can make some of the cutest home decor for any room in your house. They're great to make little gifts. And it's so simple and easy that a small child can do it. My 11-year-old granddaughter was having some problems with staying home constantly since this whole COVID-19 thing started. So I sent, with her mom, I sent her some stencils of flowers and different things. And she only had 2 colors of paste, but she had a blast working with them and making the different flowers. One of the things, I'll tell you 2 things. I normally make wreaths. And for years, that's about all I had on my website. I started looking around for something to where I could make some of my own signs and add some home decor to my Etsy shop. So I came across this company. It's about 2 years old, and I'll tell you that 2 things that really drew me to them. Number one, they have a ton of spiritual, encouraging stencils that you can use. Number 2, there's no quota. I signed on as a creator simply so that I could get 35% off everything I wanted to order because they had so much I wanted to order. But if you wanted, you could always, and I'd encourage you to, I put a link at the top of this, go and check out their stencils. They have chalk paste, they have ink. You use the same stencils for ink, but you would use them for things that could be heat set, like any kind of fabric. You could do pot holders, you could do dish towels, you could do pillow coverings, any kind of fabric or glass, like a mug. These would be excellent for children to make mugs for their family for Christmas because it's so simple, and I'm going to show you today just how quick and easy it is. But if you don't want to become a creator, and maybe you just want to go in and buy 1 stencil and 1 color of chalk paste, that's okay too. There's no pressure to sell a certain amount per month if you become a creator, and that's what I love about it. I can just buy what I want to. But if you wanted to earn a little extra money and build a team, you can do that also. Like I said, they have the ink. Today we're just going to work with the paste, and we're going to make 3 little kitchen signs, and I'll just show you how easy it is. So let's get started with that. Y'all, as you come in, I can't read any comments right here, but Ed's behind the camera and he'll catch the ones that he can. But I promise you, after this live, I will go back and read all the comments, answer any questions that you have. If you think you're interested in finding out more about Magnolia Design, just shoot me a message and I'll answer any questions you might have about it. Okay, so let's get started, and I'll try to explain what things are as we start doing it. Okay, first I'm going to do a little sign. This is actually a chalkboard surface. I think I ordered this off of Amazon, I think, but now Walmart has tons. Hobby Lobby has tons of different things. So we're going to put a small transfer on this one. Normally, and you can see this transfer, I've used it quite a few times. You see it's got a look, black is really bad about staining the transfers, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt. As long as you clean out where the stencil actually goes through. If this was a brand new stencil, the first time you open it, I'm not gonna have to do it, number one, because this is chalkboard. Number two, I've used it so many times. But if it was a brand new stencil, you would just, this is a cloth that Magnolia Design sells, but you don't have to use this. You can use any kind of dish towel or anything like that. And I'm being given the signal that not to beat on the table. So I have to learn to not just read lips, but motion, hand signals. Okay, so you would just put it on the cloth a time or two, because you don't want your sticky part of your stencil pulling up any paint that you have. But this is chalkboard, and it's probably one of the easiest surfaces. So I'm just gonna eyeball it a little bit, and my wreath might hang off a little bit, but that's okay. So once you get it where you want it, you see it's off the side of the board there a little bit. Let me see if I can move it over just a tad. They are repositionable, they're reusable. I've probably used this little one 4 or 5 times on different stuff. But you just want to make sure that you have your stencil down. And they send you, these are called squeegees. They come like this, but you can take them and cut them in half, cut them in thirds, make you some small ones, or whatever. You could do this different colors, but for the sake of time and demonstration today, I'm only going to do it in this pretty, I think it's called Brilliant White. And it is the paste, not the ink. All right, when you open it, it might be a little stiff or hard. You just stir it. As you stir it, it activates it. And you want it about the consistency of cake batter. Can you see that? All you need to do is, if you want to thin it a little bit, I don't think it's coming. You want to use distilled water with your paste. Just add a little bit of water and keep stirring. This is water-based, it's non-toxic, it's fine for kids. And Magnolia Design has so many stencils that you can, just about every size you can think of. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just dip my little squeegee in there and just start pushing it through. You want a little bit of pressure so that it goes through that stencil. And it's just a matter, you know, I can't paint, I can't draw a straight line. And these stencils make designing so easy. Do we have anybody on this morning?
6 people.
Okay, let's see. We just about got that. That's off the side of the board, I think, but that's okay. I think I paid probably $2 for this little chalkboard. And I thought, well, you know, I possibly could put it in a wreath. I just thought they were cute. All right, then you want to scrape off any excess that you have. Now, when you go to take your stencils off, you don't want to stretch them. So you don't want to just grab it right here at the corner and pull. You want to check your hands and make sure you don't have any paste on them, and then you'll just catch it at the edges. So maybe you can get it in the middle and pull it down. All right, let me turn it around so you can see that. Isn't that cute? You see it ran off the edge a little bit here, but we're going to do something with that after a while, and I'll show you. But that, it has a little hanger. Now I have a little tub of water over here. So with your stencils, you want to put them in a tub of water You don't have to clean them right that second if you don't want to, but you don't want to let them set and the paste get hard inside the stencils. This even has a little hook on it, so that's just a cute little mason jar. So we're going to set it aside, and there's that. Okay, so I've got 3 different surfaces. Next, let me show you, this is just a piece of scrap wood. In fact, it's even a little bowed, but I just wanted to use it to show you. I painted it with an acrylic paint, and then just kind of did a white over it. Oh, you know what? I need to do this in black, and I'm sure, sorry, y'all hang on 1 second, because if I send him in there to get the black, he won't be able to find it. Hang on, sorry. Okay, I'm back. See, you think you have everything all together, and you don't. So since I'm not going to use this, Ed, would you hand me the little silver stir thing over there? I want to cover up my white till I get ready to use it again, so it doesn't get hard. So I'm going to use black on this one. I'm not even sure this paste has been opened yet, and it hasn't, so. Here, I'll probably make a mess. Do y'all have any questions? This is good because you'll be able to see how the paste comes. And you can see it's pretty stiff. So I'm just going to put a little water in it and stir. And hopefully not get it on me. So when you stir it, it activates. And this looks like it's going to take a little bit of water. And put some more. If you tried to put this on your stencil without thinning it, it would just cake in the little holes. And this is a pretty good jar full to try to get it. Sorry, I should have checked this before. But it will show you if you get some and you've had it for a while and it's pretty thick. Someone said you could put it in the microwave actually, but heat it up a little bit, but I don't want to do that. And they say it's best to use distilled water. I probably have a jar of this in there that's been open because I've used a lot of black, but that's okay. I'll just hang with me a minute here. And I won't need a whole lot of it. We're going to do the stencil, this one, that has the chicken, the pig, and the cow. And I'm just going to put it on there. Or you may not can tell, but I can tell it's getting thinner. These I think are 3-ounce chalk paste. And let me tell you, it takes very little chalk. It will last you forever. They have, I don't know how many colors, probably 30 or 40 different colors in both the ink and the paste to pick from. I apologize. Nothing's worse than sitting and watching either paint dry or paint loosen and get thinner. I may just try to do an area over here because I'm not going to need that much of it. One thing you can do too with your paste is before you close them up, just spritz a little bit. I think that's what I'm going to do right here. Try to get some right here. See how it's getting thinner? And I'm not going to need much. And then before I put it up, I'll put more water in it. And thin it down a little bit more until I get ready to use it again. And I do have my thing of water right here handy, so it's not like I'm gonna let it sit and dry. Always have some baby wipes handy when you're working with this. And here again, I've used this stencil a couple of times, so I'm gonna see how sticky it is, because this is wood, and I did a video as to how to prepare your wood. But basically you can use any kind of paint. You can use chalk paint, you can use acrylic paint. That's what I did. Then once I have it all done, I take this finishing wax and I just rub some over the top, and I let it set overnight usually. They say at least let it set 20 minutes and then just kind of wipe it off. Hopefully that will, if I've done it correctly, that will keep this white paint from pulling up with my stencil. So I'm going to try to center, and depending on, I don't think I'm going to put a bow on it. Let me get my cowl over just a little bit. Oops. Okay, his ears off the white a little bit, so his ear may not come out quite as plain. It's easy to see, but we'll see. Okay. All right, I'm just going to hope that that's thin enough, and I'm just going to use this over here. You have to work a little bit fast with your chalk paint, especially if you have a big stencil. I mean, there are ways to get around it. If this was a big stencil, I could do the top half, and then I could either like pull it up and dry that before I laid it back down and then keep going. Or you can take a wet paper towel, just a damp paper towel, and put over that part. That would keep your chalk moist, and it wouldn't dry out and get stuck in the transfer. Sometimes I call them transfers, sometimes I call them stencils. Magnolia Design calls them stencils. Okay, I'm going to try to scrape off the excess, use it down here for his hooves. Normally I would let this get a little bit, I would work with the paste and get it a little bit thinner, because I don't want these lines on my, you've got some pretty open spots there that I don't want. Lines on. Alright, let's see what it does. Wipe them. I am a messy crafter, so it's a good thing all of it's water soluble. Okay, not bad at all. I'm going to put this one in the water. You just put it right on top of the other one. What do y'all think? Of course, our chicken's not in the center, but all I did was just take a little piece of jute and put on that. So he's ready to dry. Put him over there. Let me clean my hands. Magnolia Design also sells surfaces, but you don't have to buy a surface from them. Oh, I got to close up this black because I'm not using it again. You don't have to purchase from them. You can find a stencil, well, not a stencil, you can find a surface anywhere from Hobby Lobby, all their wood stuff, their chalkboard stuff, or you can find them, even Dollar Tree has regular chalkboards. I hear the rain's back. Hope we don't lose our power. Okay, let me put that there. This next one, I'm actually going to use two colors on. And this is, I think, probably one of my favorite stencils. You can tell I've used it a lot. I've made dish towels, I've made breadboards, but it says, "Don't go bake in my heart." And this is a board that I got either from Hobby Lobby or Walmart, and it already had the little thing on it. So of course I needed a stencil that would run up and down. So we're going to put this one on here. There again, if it was wood, I would need to defuzz it, but I don't need to for the chalkboard. So we're going to try to, I'm going to come down a little bit because I made a little bow. And if you're, if I'm selling something, I usually measure and try to be a little more precise. Okay, that feels like there's something under my stencil. And I just don't. It actually looks like fuzz. I might should have washed the stencil again, but for now we're going with it. I feel a little something under the bacon. And I just like to kind of push around my transfer, get any bubbles out to where I don't get the bleed through. Okay, we're going to use white and let me get my squeegee out of here. I'm going to put it in the water.
Barbara Deshawn wants to know, can you use this on framed canvas?
Yes, I have done, just like, remember last week we used the canvas panels for the napkins? You can stencil on canvas. The only thing, if you don't use a canvas panel, when you take your canvas, it's going to have a little give to it. Put a book or put a dish towel underneath your canvas, so when you push down, it's got a firm foundation. But yeah, I've done quite a few things on canvas. You can even paint that white canvas. There's a lot of videos on YouTube if y'all want to check the stuff out. But yeah, you pretty much can use these stencils on just about anything. In fact, I did a real pretty black canvas one. All right, I don't want to do my pig because everybody needs a pink pig. So we're going to do the pig in pink.
Dana Elliott wants to know how many times you can reuse each stencil.
They say 15 to 20. This one right here, I've used at least 7 or 8 times. And if stencils don't mess up, what happens is it kind of loses its stickiness. Even though every time you wash them and clean them, you should let them dry with the sticky side up and use a disinfectant wipe to clean the back of them. That reactivates that sticky. Lysol wipes and Clorox wipes are hard to find right now, but that's what reactivates the sticky. You could buy one stencil probably and make 15 gifts for Christmas or something. And like I said, they have some really cute ones coming out. I'm really excited. One of the ones they have coming out, I think Friday, is a new one for Waymaker. I'm really excited about that, getting that one. But you can follow my link and check out the stencils that they have. If you become, your kit is only $69 and you get a ton of stuff with the kit. That's what makes you become a creator, is buying the kit and agreeing. You have your own website, so you will pay $10.99 a month But they do everything for the website. They collect the money, they mail the product to the customers, everything. So that's not bad at all. And you get 35% off anything you order, which is what I did. I just became a creator so that I could save money on all the different stencils I wanted to get.
Dana Elliott wants to know if you can use them on T-shirts and do they wash off?
If you use the paste, you heat set them, and but yeah, it's the same stencil no matter what. It's just if you're going to put it on wood, chalkboard, metal, you would use the chalk paste and then spray it to set it. But if you're going to put it on like a coffee mug, t-shirt, dish towel, anything like that, you would use their ink. And they have videos to tell you how to heat set it. With your cloth stuff like that, you just basically take a piece of parchment paper, put over the top of it, and put a warm iron, medium iron on it. Sorry, I'm taking a long time for this one. And about 4 minutes, and then turn it over and do it. Glass and cups, plates, bowls, platters, stuff like that, once you use the ink, you put them in a cool oven, turn the oven on to 350. When it gets to 350, you turn the oven off and let them sit there, like overnight. And then, it says it makes them dishwasher safe, but I think I would probably still wash them by hand. I have done dish towels that I've washed over and over and over. And it has not come off. But your paste would not work on fabric. It would come off. I don't have a whole lot of their colors in ink, but I'll be getting some more probably as it gets closer to Christmas. I'm really excited about their Christmas stencils. They have one that says Jesus is the reason for the season, has a little manger on it. And it's larger than these. These are like the 5x7s. That one's an 8x10. Okay. Let's see if I've got all that. No, my little pig has a... I don't want a line in him. That's a lot of open space there on that little pig. All right, let's see. And if you pull it up slow, then if you need to go back and up, I bleed through on the top of him a little bit, but that's okay. I'll show you. That can be fixed. I won't fix it right now in the live, but you could wash your stencil, dry it, lay it back. Once this is dry, lay it back over the top. If you can see, I had a little bit of his top thing that either didn't cover. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put a bow on it, but I made this little refab bow, it's called. And I think I might put it right there, if I was going to put it on my website to sell. But you know what? I was going to show you with one of these other ones, but I'll show you with this one. You're not happy with that and you want to redo the pig, or you want to redo the whole thing, that's all you have to do. You just wipe him off. And I could go back in there and just put the pig, redo the pig. Now that's because you're using chalkboard. Wood is not quite as forgiving. It can be done, but it's not as easy to do it. But the worst thing with wood, I mean, if you mess up, you just sandpaper it off and paint it again. But you see how easy that pig came off of there? Now, once this is dry, you actually can take your hand and rub over it. And it's not like chalk. It won't rub off unless you use water. You can put water on it and you can clean it. A lot of people do the seasonal stencils and just hang it in their kitchen, And then when the season's over, they take the same chalkboard, wash it off, and put something else on it. But see, I mean, that one's still a little wet. But let's go back to this one. This is the first one we did. See, I mean, it's not going to rub off. Kids can rub it. But if I decided I did not want that wreath around it, all you do is take a rag. You know how long this has been sitting. And it doesn't matter how long it's been sitting. You just take water to it and wipe it off. If I just want it to say home sweet home, that's what I love about using it on chalkboards. And this is why I sent Lainey the flowers and stuff, and I told her, you know, I sent her a chalkboard surface. And it also works on those dry eraser, not markers, but the boards. I bought a magnetic one from Hobby Lobby, and I sent it home with her. And she put it on there, put it on her refrigerator, and then when she gets tired of it, wants to do a different stencil, I told her to come back and get a different stencil and wipe it off. Now, if I was selling this, or if you wanted to make it permanent for a gift, you just use, some people put Mod Podge or a different type of sealer. I like, hang on a second, I gotta get that leaf, but I don't want my S to erase. I like to use this Rust-Oleum, the matte, because I don't like it real shiny. You can use the clear, the gloss, but you want to make sure it's clear, non-yellowing. But that's what I like to use. And I spray my wreaths. I spray all the home decor that I have in my shop has all been sprayed and protected. Once you spray it with something like that, it's on there. All right, let's turn it this way. And that's what's so much fun. Now I could go back and add little flowers to this, or I could just leave it like this where it just says Home Sweet Home. I could put borders on it, whatever I wanted to do. And once I want to seal it, I would just spray it. So this is, I believe, called a refab bow, and we'll do a video on it sometime too, because you just take strips of fabric you want. I even put chicken wire in it, raffia, and 3 different types of ribbon. Depends on what you want to put it on, but I was thinking about putting it right here. A lot of people do signs and put them at the corner. But yeah, we'll do a video on it. It's probably about 4 or 5 inches long, the strips, and you need 2 of whatever ribbons you pick out. And you just crisscross them. And then you pinch it together in the middle, trim your edges, and there you go. Okay, so let me cover up my paste here. Y'all have any questions about the Magnolia design? You go in and look at the stencils, you'll be shocked at how many great stencils that they have. Like I said, I haven't bought all of them, but I want all of them. But I'm really looking forward to their Waymaker. That stencil could be used for t-shirts. I'm sure it's a larger sign. It's probably at least an 8.5 by 11. But you could just use certain words even. You could take part of a stencil and say, I just wanted to use this word sweet. Then you could just use that. You don't have to use the whole thing. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope y'all will check Magnolia Design Company out. If you click on the link, I will go back and add the link too, if anybody's interested. But it should be at the top of this post. If you just click on it, then that takes you right to my shop. Like I said, you can join as a designer. Anybody that joins under me, I will do my best to help you build your team. If that's what you want to do, you will get a free cloth. I need to look. the cloths may come in your kit. You get probably over $200 worth of stuff in the kit when you join. And I know you get a really big, nice chalkboard. I believe you get 5 different colors of paste and at least 1, maybe 2 of ink. I think you get 5 stencils. And if you go back and look at the videos I did a couple of weeks ago, I just took the little 4x4 blocks and some of their mini stencils and did some farmhouse shelf sitters. So there's so much you can do with it. I hope I've answered your questions, but if you have any questions at all, just message me. I will go back and look at these comments and read the comments and answer the questions. If the Lord doesn't change my mind, next week I think what I'm going to do is show you how you can make a cute fall wreath. I mean, believe it or not, fall is going to be here before we can turn around. But I want to show you how you can just use things from the Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby to make a really cute fall wreath. So we'll see. If he changes my mind, then we'll do something else, whatever he leads me to do. But I really appreciate y'all taking a little bit of time with me today. If you would, please like and follow and share this video to your friends. The more engagement I get, the more Facebook will show my video to different people. It helps me build my business, and it makes it easier for you to find things if you put it on your page when you go back to look for them. But I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll do some more of this. In fact, one video I actually showed you how to use the ink on dish towels, but we did something wrong evidently, and that video disappeared. So I try to put my videos up on YouTube when I'm done. So you could go into YouTube. If you go to YouTube, just type in Magnolia Design CO. It's not the whole word company, but it's Magnolia Design CO. And there's tons of videos on there. There's one it's a mother-daughter team, and there's one of them talking, and it was one of the ones that led me to decide this is what I wanted to do. Because basically, you can do, some of the other chalking things have so many rules, and it just didn't fit me. With this, I can use my Facebook page, my business page, and tell you about it. I can put together kits in my Etsy shop. In fact, I have 2 kits right now in there. 3 actually, if you count just, there's a little bitty one that just gives you a little circle to kind of see how to do it. I put together a kit and gave you 3 different options. We'll send you the chalkboard, I think 2 colors of ink, a squeegee, and you can just try it that way. And then a couple of weeks ago, I did a sunflower wreath on a Unique in the Creek board. I put together a couple of kits for that, so there's still a couple of those in there. But like I said, with Magnolia Design, they want us to sell their product. The only rule is I can't take their name off of it, put my name on it, and sell it like that. Other than that, you can sell it any way you want to sell it. You can advertise it anywhere you want to advertise it. You can make signs and sell. You can make home decor and sell it. Give it as gifts, whatever you want to do. But that was one, and there's no pressure whatsoever. If you just wanted to order a couple stencils, or if you wanted to become a creator so that you get 35% off on any stencils you buy, you could just buy 1 or 2 stencils, do your Christmas gifts, and you're done. There's no worry about it. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know, and if not, we will see you next Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Yes?
Dana Elliott wants you to link her Etsy store, your Etsy store.
Okay, I will. I sure will. When we get off of here, I will go back in the comments, and Dana, as soon as we get done, I will put the link for my Etsy shop. If you go on Etsy, you just search Creations by Julie, all together, one word, and it should come up. But I'll put the link in there for you. Okay, well, y'all have a great the rest of your day. I hope your weather is better than ours. And thank you, and God bless you. Bye.